What's up guys, I'm Retro Yugioh. Welcome back to the channel. So YCS Sydney 2024 has just concluded as of about 12 hours ago, and I'm going to go over the deck list I played. I'm going to go over my matchups, my overall thoughts on what I personally could have done better, and just the overall event experience, what I enjoyed. At the end of the video, I'll also cover a combo that everyone's been asking me to do for pure Snake Eyes and what to do here, so we'll also cover that at the end. But without further ado, we're going to get into the deck profile. As you can see here, I played pure Snake Eyes. I think this was the best choice for the event. When you're playing a long event, you don't want to have as many bricks in your deck, and I feel like although the Fire King cards make your deck a lot more powerful, your deck is more susceptible to bricking, and you just have a much more difficult time going second. So we'll get started with that. Start off with the main deck. We have 2 copies of Flamberge Dragon here. You need 2 for certain combo lines. Then we go with 2 copies of Snake Eyes Poplar. There was a time when I did choose to play 3. It is a 1-card starter. It's arguably the worst 1-card starter, but 2 is fine. I never miss the 3rd. Whoops. Go 3 copies of Snake Eye Ash. Again, pretty standard, don't have to explain that one. Single copy of Oak, and then single copy of Jet Synchron. Jet Synchron was debated about being cut, just because it feels like the only times you're able to resolve Jet Synchron combo going first is when you go either uninterrupted or you have full combo with Crossout or full combo with Talents. It's just really hard to actually resolve that. 3 copies of Bonfire for consistency, 3 Black Witch for consistency, 3 Wanteds, 1 Original, 1 Divine Temple. Divine Temple might have been the best card in the deck when it goes off. It helps you play through all of the hand traps. And a single 1-for-1. Not really much to change here. I'm pretty standard with this. I think this is almost card for card the same engine requirements I played at my OTS event, and I used that event to really just say what was working, what wasn't working, and made determinations from that. For the non-engine hand traps, we played a lot. So we played 2 copies of Ghost Mourner, 3 copies of Droll, 3 copies of Nibiru, 3 copies of Ash Blossom, 3 copies of Effect Veiler, and 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. So these are your hand traps, right? This is what I really wanted to go with, due to the fact that in this format, when you go second, you need to have minimum 2 hand traps. Otherwise, 1 just never feels like enough, and you end up hand trapping them. They have talents, they have Crossout. You just are down an extra card. You're losing the game almost. It feels like high 80s, high 90s% of the time that you're losing the game with 1 hand trap versus an opponent that has full combo. So you need to have at least 2. 3 is ideal. The second, taking the Mourner out of the main deck and putting it in the side for the 3rd copy, that felt really good. I never missed the 3rd at all, and it was only relevant in fire matchups where I wanted the Mourner, but it was only going second that I really wanted it. And then I also played 3 Crossouts in the main. I made a change from Lullaby to Crossout, and then I also played the 1 Talents for the Crossouts. So the theory here was, in the earlier rounds, Crossout is still has utility going second into the fire matchups, whereas Lullaby is amazing of a card when you're playing that specific matchup. However, you can't rely on just playing fire, and Lullaby, I think every time I used it in game 1, outside of exactly the mirror, it was awful for me. I called Ash Blossom a couple times even in the mirror, and they just had no Ash Blossoms in their deck. So this card was definitely a lot better. It helped me play through hand traps, and it also had like the 1 Talents for a Crossout target, but Talents also has utility going first. Additionally, the deck count is 42. I'm really satisfied with it. Not really anything I would change about it. It's just more me. Then we have for the extra deck, for the extra we play 1 Baron, 1 Borrelo Savage, 1 Formula. So again, the debate was to take these 2 out because Jet Synchron, if you're not really resolving it full combo, it's really hard to get these cards on the board. 1 Typhon. This was the 1 flex spot in the deck. I think Christian Urano talked about why you play Typhon and as well as Pack. There's a lot of hand traps that generally you can just summon hand traps and then be able to go Typhon and at least have some form of board presence backed by more hand traps. Whereas stuff like Access Code or the Second Princess, they never really come up. One Zelantis and one Raging Phoenix. Not much to say. This is just your very easy OTK line. Anytime your opponent has a monster on board, it just feels it's like very easy to just get that push through. Sometimes you can always Charmer back one of their monsters, leave it on field, Zelantis away everything, and then you're able to do the combo because their monster returns to their side of the field. One Apo, shouldn't have to explain Apo. One Celine. Celine, very good to actually step up into Apo, and there's some combo lines where you use Celine. One Promethean Princess, again, never miss the second one. Maybe it's debatable in the Fire King build that you want to play a second one of this, but I never missed the second copy all weekend throughout 9 rounds. One copy of Nightmare Phoenix. This was amazing. Every time it came up, it was excellent. Don't regret playing this card at all. It's a fire, so you can make it under Princess. Co-link, adding summon limit, excellent. One Hida, the Fire Charmer, and everyone's playing fire, just standard combo. Take their Ash Blossoms. One Dark Charmer. If they're not playing fire, if they are playing fire, they have Black Witch in the deck, so you can just take their Black Witch and use it as your own to get access to your Simple Spoils engine. Or if they're playing something else like a rogue deck, generally rogue decks have at least one dark monster in the graveyard. And then one SP Little Knight, one IP Masquerena, and then one Link Karibo for your rest of your Link monsters. Extra deck was fine. Would not change anything about this. The big changes to my deck list came in my side decking. So still side decking 3 copies of Ghost Bell. It's good against the mirror when you go second. It's good against. There's so much stuff you can do with it, and then the 3rd copy of Ghost Mourner. Yeah, just going second in the mirror, you just need to have as many hand traps as possible, because if they get through play, you're gonna have to go through their board, probably backed by hand traps. So just being able to make sure it stops them or make their board as weak as possible, so you can actually crack it and break through. I also want 3 Bestials still, Magnemite, Boldrake, and Druisworm. I really wanted to add the 4th Bestial Saronir. I just had no room left in the side deck, so it is what it is. When I saw them, they were excellent. In fact, you're even able to side them in for the mirror if you just need more spots. So that was one thing there that was possible. I think I did that for 1 game. I just needed some spots. I'll go through the siding patterns at the end. 3 Lullaby. This was probably the biggest change, where I opted to side deck Lullaby instead of main decking it. In hindsight, that might not have been the best option, because my first 5 rounds of the tournament were all fire matchups, so in theory I could have just put this in the main deck and been, yeah, this was excellent all weekend, but it was probably better to put it in the side deck, because like the 2 times I did try to use it versus the mirror and did not call Snake Eye Ash or Snake Eye Poplar because I had full combo, I generally called hand trap, like I called Ash Blossom and I called Nibiru, and the opponent had neither of them, so oh well, that's how it goes. We side deck another 2 copies of Talents. I wanted to side deck Talents with crossouts, so going first, post side, I could have crossouts, Talents in the deck, and then be able to potentially go for the 1-card Snake Eye Ash combo that sets up full board, but loses to every hand trap, because you'd have Talents and crossouts, so you can know exactly what you have to play through. And then finally, the worst go first card in the game, Summon Limit. This card's not fun. Every time I flip this, I instantly won the game. I felt really bad against the voiceless opponent for game 2, where I had full boards combo setup with Summon Limit, and I also had Ash Droll Bell in the hand, so yeah, I had the kind of like the most cracked board ever, and won that game really quickly. So as I said, I played 5 consecutive fires from round 1 through to 5, and then I think I got a Vanquish Soul, I got a branded player, and then a voiceless player. And unfortunately, the voiceless match, I don't feel like there's anything else I really could have done. Game 1, he goes first. I open no hand traps, so I just passed to conceal information. Game 2, I go full combo with Astral Bell and summon limit set, so yeah, that pretty much ends that game really quickly. And then game 3, I have Droll, I have Veiler. He's able to set up somewhat of a board, but the remaining 3 cards in my hand were Droll, 1/1 Black Witch, Droll wanted for turn, and his last normal summon, because he didn't have to normal summon low, he normal summons Jowgen with the voiceless barrier, so I can't target the Jowgen at all. And yeah, GG, nothing you can do. Just smile and have fun. The other 2 fire matchups I did lose, so my losses were Fire King, Snake Eyes, Pure Snake Eyes, and the voiceless match. Unfortunately, I think my biggest problem in this event was being able to play not just correctly, but being able to play correctly and fast. Because my 2 losses both went to time in game 3. I felt like both situations were winnable. However, the clock was really my enemy in those games. So that's something that I have to be more well prepared for in the future. And yeah, overall, first YCS, really enjoyed it. And can't wait to see you guys next year at 2025 YCS, wherever it is in Australia. Okay, so now something I was getting a lot of questions about during the week, or since my video, is what do you do if your Snake Eyes Ash gets stopped in certain parts of the combo? So I'm going to show you exactly what you do if you open Ash and Black Witch, and if Ash gets stopped under a certain prerequisite. So we'll start by normal summoning Snake Eyes Ash, and for this purpose we'll say your Snake Eyes Ash gets stopped by Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. You go Bonfire, you search out a copy of Poplar, we'll then go Poplar effect in hand to special summon, Poplar effect to search the Divine Temple. We'll activate the Divine Temple here. You'll place Snake Eyes Oak in your spell trap zone. And then you just go Snake Eyes Ash, sending itself and Snake Eyes Oak to grave. Special summon out your Flame Burge. And you guys probably seen this a million times, but you'll link these 2 off for a copy of IP Masquerena. Then you go Chainlink 1, very specifically Flame Burge, and then you go Chainlink 2, Poplar, target the Flame Burge. This way your opponent cannot Ghost Spell your Flame Burge Dragon. You bring back these 2, and then you'll use Oak Effect to special summon back to Poplar. Your opponent can nib you at this point. It's really fine. You just get to bring this up to the main monster zone, and you get to place IP back in the spell trap zone. It's fine. You want to make sure you leave the Oak up on board here, because if you do not, you will not be able to use the Oak Effect. So next you just link this off for a Link Karibo. So what you're actually able to do here is you're actually able to go, if you open, as I said, if you open the Bonfire, this is specifically with Bonfire, you're able to link these 2 off for a copy of Promethean Princess. Then you use the Princess effect here to bring this back. Then you will link these 2 off for a copy of Heater. You'll use the Heater effect to special back your opponent's Ash Blossom that they discarded to try and stop you. So special back the Ash Blossom to that zone. And then what you do here is you go link all 3 of these off. So the Ash Blossom will go back to their grave. For a 3 material version of your Appaloosa. So you've got 3 mats on Apper. Then you go Oak Effect, sending itself and Flame Burge to grave. Special summon out your second Flame Burge. And then you go Flame Burge effect to place the IP in there. So if your opponent ashes you, and you have Snake Eyes Ash plus Witch, or Snake Eyes Ash plus Bonfire in this case, you actually end on a much better board. So it's actually like their Ash helps you because you get to set up Promethean Princess in grave as well. Alright, now I'll show you what you do if you summon Snake Eyes Ash and you get stopped by Ash Blossom and you have Witch in hand. It's pretty simple. You just go Witch effects, sending one of the random 2 cards in your hand to grave. You are going to set, where is it? You're going to set original here. You then go original, sending witch to grave. And you summon out your Poplar in defense mode. You get Poplar effect on summon to get your Divine Temple. And then you activate Divine Temple, and you pretty much do the exact same thing you do before, where you can go Snake Eyes Ash into Oak, summoning Flamberge, link these two off to a copy of IP. Again, Flamberge 1, Poplar 2 target Flamberge, put it back here. Place these two, effective Oak, summon back. Link that off for a copy of your Link Karibo. Link these two off for a copy of Princess, and it's just the same thing as before. You go Princess effect, bring this back. Link these off for a Heater effect, bring their Ash Blossom back to field. Link 3 off into 3 material Apo. Send these 2 off for effect. Flamberge on the field, and then Flamberge effect to put the IP. So the only downside to this one compared to the last combo is you only have 2 cards left in hand instead of 3 cards left in hand, because you had to use the extra discard or send for Witch. And the other thing a lot of people are asking for is what to do if you normal summon Snake as Ash and it gets stopped by either Imperm or Veiler. So this one I'll show you. So you normal summon this and it gets stopped by Imperm or Veiler in your opponent's hand. That's fine, you can extend with Black Witch. So you do this, you go Black Witch, sending a card off, and then you go Black Witch effect to set. You will set original here. Okay, so the first thing I do here is I go link this off for a copy of Link Karibo. And then I will go original, sending Link Karibo to grave. So the downside to this is it does play into a lot of hand traps, but you have to play into them all to be able to get your board set up. So summon Oak effect brings back Ash. And now that you also have the Link Karibo in grave now, so you can dodge stuff like follow up Imperms or Veilers. It doesn't really matter which one of these you use. You're gonna end up sending them both. So you go Oak effect here to send a special summon out Poplar. You go Poplar effect to add your Divine Temple, which we will place on the field here. So when you place this, you're going to put Flamberge in the spell trap zone here. And now this is important sequencing. You go Snake Eyes Ash effect, sending Flamberge to grave, and then that's Chainlink 1. You need to go Chainlink 2, Link Karibo effect, tributing off the Poplar to special it back out. So this will create a follow-up, a 2 trigger Chainlink with Poplar Flamberge. So here I like to go Flamberge, and then what you do now is you go Flamberge effect in grave is Chainlink 1, Poplar Chainlink 2, target the Flamberge. This not only protects you from Ghost Spell, but if you get nibbed here, you're then able to bring the Flamberge back up to the main monster zone. So you bring these 2 out, and then you put this here. The next part I like to do here is go link off these 2. I like to link off these 2 into IP Masquerena. Link off the IP Masquerena and Link Karibo for a copy of Promethean Princess. Then use Promethean Princess effect to bring back any fire monster in grave is fine. It doesn't really matter too much at this point, so we're just going to link it off anyways for a copy of Raging Phoenix. And then we're going to link off Raging Phoenix for a copy of Zelantis. You then use Zelantis effect to banish these 2 from the field, bring them back, place Zelantis in middle zone, Flamberge in the fire, pretty much any zone for Flamberge that doesn't result in an anima zone is fine. And then you use Flamberge effect here, targeting your IP Masquerena to put it here in your spell trap zone. And you have 2 cards left in hand. You have all the bodies you need engraved with Princess, and you still have this. So during your opponent's turn, what they do is they summon a monster. You use Temple to place IP here. Then you go IP effect Chainlink 1 to link off these 2. I generally go for a Little Knight at this point in time, and then you'd be able to go trigger Flamberge effect Engrave to bring back 2 bodies, which will be generally how you want to do it is, if you don't want to summon more times to the board because you want to go under Nib, you can go Poplar Ash, and then when you Poplar, when it goes, it can set up like another body in the spell trap zone, and you go Ash effect to add another Ash for follow up. So if you want to play under Nib in 5 summons, that's one thing you can do. But you'll always go Chainlink 1, Flamberge, and then Chainlink 2 SP. That way you, again, chain block the Ghost Bell. And then that's in Spell Trap Zone. And this is somewhat like your board. You've summoned 1, 2, 3, 4. So only 4 times summoned, so you play under Nib on your turn. But yeah, guys, that is my combo video. Or that's my combos that you can learn to do if you want to. These are the combos I was doing throughout the entire event. Hope you enjoyed this video of my YCS recap and my deck profile. I'm Retro Yugioh. Big shouts to everyone I was met. Everyone was lovely. Had a lot of fun doing trades, playing the event, and you'll see more of it in the vlog later. So bye.